Welcome to 1911. If you thought the early 1900s were just about gentlemen in top hats politely discussing the weather, you haven't been paying attention. 1911 was the year the United States officially decided to stop playing nice. We're talking about the government literally tearing the world's richest company into 34 pieces, the birth of a baby who would eventually lead us into the Cold War, and a massive fire that proved that business as usual was actually a death trap. It's a year of incredible firsts. The first transcontinental flight, the first Indy 500, and the first time someone looked at a hill in Hollywood and said, "Yeah, let's make movies here." Stick around, because 1911 is a roller coaster of greed, tragedy, and pure, unadulterated speed. The Monopoly Slayer. We have to start with the biggest middle finger in the history of American capitalism. In May 1911, the Supreme Court looked at John D. Rockefeller, the richest man in human history, and said, "You're done." They ordered the dissolution of Standard Oil because it was an unreasonable monopoly. Imagine telling the guy who owns 90% of the oil that he has to break his toy into 34 smaller toys. Rockefeller didn't cry, though. He just kept the stock in the new companies like Exxon and Chevron and actually got richer. 1911 was the year we learned that even when you break a monopoly, the house always wins. The fire that changed everything. But while the billionaires were counting their new stocks, a horror story was unfolding in New York City. On March 25th, the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory went up in flames. It was on the top floors of a building, and the owners had locked the exit doors to prevent theft and keep the workers from taking breaks. 146 people, mostly young immigrant girls, died in less than 20 minutes. Some jumped from the 9th floor because it was better than burning. It was a brutal, heart-wrenching wake-up call.
1911 was the year America realized that if you don't regulate businesses, they will literally let their employees burn to save a few cents. This tragedy gave birth to the modern fire codes and labor laws that keep you safe at work today. The need for speed. Now, let's lighten the mood with some high-octane stupidity. In May 1911, a bunch of crazy people gathered in Indiana for the very first Indianapolis 500. The winner, Ray Haroon, drove a car called the Marmon Wasp. He won because he had a revolutionary new invention, a rear-view mirror. Everyone else had a second guy in the car just to look backward and scream when someone was trying to pass. Haroon decided he didn't need the extra weight. He drove 500 miles at an average speed of 74 miles per hour, which in 1911 was basically like traveling at the speed of light. He won $14,000 and a lifetime of hearing problems.
The first coast-to-coast fail and win. Speaking of speed, a guy named Calbraith Perry Rogers decided he wanted to be the first person to fly across the US in 1911. He had a sponsor, a grape soda company called Vin Fiz, and he painted their logo on his plane. It took him 84 days. He crashed 15 times. By the time he reached California, almost every single part of the original plane had been replaced. It was basically a flying ship of Theseus. He arrived with his leg in a cast and a head full of wire, proving that in 1911, being a pioneer was 10% skill and 90% refusing to die after your 10th plane crash. The birth of a Gipper. On a freezing February day in Illinois, a baby was born who would eventually tell a Russian guy to tear down this wall. Yep, Ronald Reagan entered the world in 1911.
At the time, he was just a kid in a tiny apartment above a local bakery, but he was destined to become the face of American conservatism and the star of movies where he shared the screen with a chimp. 1911 was the year the 1980s was secretly planted in the Midwest. Hollywood's humble beginnings. If you love movies, you can thank 1911 for the fact that you don't have to live in New Jersey. Nesta Studios opened the very first film studio in Hollywood this year. Why Hollywood? Because it was sunny all the time. And more importantly, it was far away from Thomas Edison's lawyers in New York, who were suing everyone for using his camera patents. 1911 was the year the movie magic moved to the West Coast, mostly to avoid a lawsuit. Stay classy, Hollywood. The icon of the American holster. In 1911, the US Army officially adopted the M1911 semi-automatic pistol designed by John Browning. This gun was so reliable and powerful that it stayed the standard issue sidearm for over 70 years. It's the old reliable of the gun world. Whether you like guns or not, 1911 was the year America designed a piece of machinery that would follow its soldiers through 2 world wars, Korea and Vietnam. It's basically the Model T of handguns. The Lost City Found. In July, an American explorer named Hiram Bingham climbed a mountain in Peru and discovered Machu Picchu. Now, the local people always knew it was there, but Bingham was the one who told the rest of the world. He brought back thousands of artifacts to Yale University and became the inspiration for Indiana Jones. 1911 was the year America started its obsession with ruins, fedoras, and taking things from other countries to put them in our museums. Suffrage in the West. While the East Coast was still debating if women could handle the stress of voting, California said, "Hold my beer." In October 1911, California became the 6th state to grant women the right to vote. It was a massive win for the suffrage movement. The suffragettes used cars, billboards, and even electric signs to win the vote. 1911 was the year the West proved that the world wouldn't end if women had a say in how things were run. The tobacco takedown. Standard Oil wasn't the only giant that got stepped on in 1911. The Supreme Court also ordered the American Tobacco Company to break up. The guy in charge, James Duke, had a monopoly so tight it would make a modern tech CEO jealous. He was forced to split his empire into companies like R.J. Reynolds and Lorillard. 1911 was the official year of the Trust Buster, showing that even if you were the king of smoke, the law could still blow you away. The Great Blue Norther. In November 1911, nature decided to play a prank on the Midwest. It's called the Great Blue Norther. In places like Kansas City, the temperature was a beautiful 76 degrees at lunchtime. By midnight, it was 11 degrees. People were freezing to death in their light jackets. It's still one of the most insane weather events in US history. 1911 was the year we learned that Mother Nature has a very dark sense of humor. The First Lady of the Air, 1911, gave us Harriet Quimby, the first American woman to get a pilot's license. She was a journalist who wore a purple satin flying suit and refused to be told she couldn't fly. She was a superstar, a pioneer, and a reminder that the golden age of flight wasn't just a boys' club. She paved the way for everyone from Amelia Earhart to modern astronauts, all while looking fabulous in purple. The first safe 4th. Believe it or not, before 1911, the 4th of July was basically a war zone. People used real dynamite and high explosive fireworks to celebrate, and every year, thousands of people lost fingers, eyes, or their lives. In 1911, the same 4th movement finally took hold, encouraging cities to have organized displays instead of letting every drunk guy with a fuse blow up his neighborhood. 1911 was the year we decided that maybe we could celebrate independence without a trip to the ER. The Carnegie Corporation. Andrew Carnegie, the man who once said, "The man who dies rich dies disgraced," officially founded the Carnegie Corporation of New York in 1911. He gave it $135 million, basically his entire remaining fortune, to fund education and world peace. He's the reason why your town probably has a library. 1911 was the year the world's richest man proved that being a philanthropist was the ultimate retirement plan. The Model T gets better. Henry Ford wasn't sitting still in 1911. He introduced the closed-body Model T. Before this, most cars were open to the rain, wind, and horse poop. Now, you could drive in a little wooden box and stay dry. It was a luxury that soon became a necessity. 1911 was the year the car stopped being a summer toy and became a year-round tool for the American family. Cy Young retires. In the world of baseball, the legend himself, Cy Young, threw his last pitch in 1911. He retired with 511 wins, a record that will literally never be broken unless they start playing 300 games a year. He was the end of an era, a man who pitched before they even had catcher's mitts with padding. 1911 was the year baseball lost its greatest arm and gained its most famous award. The Dillingham Warning. On a more serious note, the Dillingham Commission released its final report in 1911. It basically argued that immigrants from Southern and Eastern Europe were unassimilable and a threat to America. It set the stage for the massive immigration restrictions of the 1920s.
1911 was the year the welcome mat at Ellis Island started to look a lot more like a keep out sign. The razor revolution. If you shaved this morning, thank 1911. King C. Gillette's safety razor company was absolutely exploding this year.
Before this, you had to use a straight razor,
Which was basically a giant knife that you held to your throat while hoping you didn't have the shakes. 1911 was the year American men decided that disposable was better than deadly, and the modern grooming industry was born. The IBM ancestor. In June 1911, 3 companies merged to form the Computing, Tabulating, Recording Company. You probably know them better by the name they took a few years later, IBM. They made meat scales and time clocks, but they were laying the groundwork for the computers that would eventually run the world. 1911 was the secret birthday of the Silicon Valley mindset. The Titanic hook. And finally, as the year came to an end, the world's eyes were on a shipyard in Belfast, where a massive ship was being completed. It was called the Titanic. In late 1911, she was being fitted with the finest carpets, the best engines, and a very confident, unsinkable reputation.
everyone was booking their tickets for the maiden voyage in 1912.
1911 was the year of the ultimate calm before the storm. So that was 1911. A year of broken monopolies and broken records. A year where we learned to fly across the country, race across the bricks, and fight for our rights in the streets. We were building Hollywood, designing the guns of the future, and preparing for a voyage that would change the world's confidence forever. We were loud, we were fast, and we were finally starting to see the true cost of progress. But if you think 1911 was a wild ride, just wait until we get to 1912. Because the icebergs are waiting, and the election is about to get very, very personal.